what's going on YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, and it took a week, but I'm finally getting to the review of Live the World Keymaster, or World Keymaster Live. I'm not sure exactly how that is pronounced, but it has had how many different forms now? God knows how much. Anyway, this is the end of the lore. You know, this is like the epilogue, or whatever you want to call it. However, I do hope they decide to continue. I mean, man, the team has been through so much. But, you know, everything is now bittersweet. It's finally come to a close. So, reviewing this card. You know, looking at it at first glance, it interacts with more World Legacy cards just like the Ib Synchro. So, you know, you come to realize that you can definitely interact with this card with the Ib Synchro. It is technically in the sense generic, but really it's not, because you have to have World Legacy cards in your graveyard to even summon it, and even more so, you have to have a World Legacy monster in the graveyard before, you know, if you even want to activate the card that you set. So, what is Live the World Keymaster anyway? So I'm gonna have the card up on the screen and all that. So there's two effects that you need to note of. First off, you can only link summon it if you control a World Legacy card in your graveyard. First and foremost, so you can't even summon it without some kind of setup. So it is a monster that requires setup. That's a little unfortunate, but when it's link summoned, you can set a World Legacy spell or trap directly from your deck. Now, World Legacy card. Also, you cannot activate the card unless you have a World Legacy monster in the graveyard. Alright. Seems like it's restricted to World Legacy based decks. And it's not super generic like the Ib Synchro, except it does the exact same thing. It grabs a World Legacy card except from deck to hand. It sets it so it gets around like Colossus, Ash Blossom. That's good. Anyway, these two cards are very similar. With one exception, rather than like the Ib Synchro where it gives you a monster when it goes to the graveyard, the Lib Keymaster taketh a monster away, or a card in this instance, because when it is sent from the field of the graveyard, you know, if it's link summoned, of course, if the link summon card is sent from field to graveyard, you can shuffle a card on the field into the deck. So it's a little bit more reactive. Just looking at it, it makes you want to just keep it on the board and link it off with IP Masquerena. And, you know, you can do that. But this Live the World Keymaster, what it allows you to do, in World Legacy decks, more in particular World Chalice decks, it allows you to one-card combo things. Again, we love one-card combos in Rogue decks. We like it. Don't worry, I'll show you a little combo tutorial as to what you can do with this World Keymaster. Shoutouts to the guy in the World Chalice Duelist group for this combo. It is not my idea. I will go ahead and just have a screenshot of that so I can give him the credit. And yeah, this will be posted to the World Chalice Duelist page as well. For those of you who did not see that post and don't know how this combo works. So, essentially, as long as you can access World Legacy World Chalice, you are able to establish Hieratic Spears, FA Dawn Dragster, Thunder Dragon Colossus, and Warlord Savage Dragon. All because you just access World Legacy World Chalice. That's huge. Yeah, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move on over to some combo. Alright guys, here we go. So we are starting the combos with our Live, and this is generally going to be our same hand. Just instant access to World Legacy World Chalice generally gets all of this stuff going. Our Shaman of the Tinny is going to be our proxy Live. It has got an arrow bottom left and straight to the left. That part actually matters simply for the fact that the last combo we're going to showcase is going to utilize that left arrow. So let's go and breeze through these quickly. We're going to start with our die. This one you specifically need chosen. We're just going to attribute it for World Legacy World Chalice. We don't really need to go into Imduck. Now that we got our access to our World Legacy World Chalice, we can start making our Almirage. and we can float. You're specifically going to need these two for later. You need just access to 2 guard dragons, but that's why you need the beacon. So with just here, we're going to add World Legacy Guard Dragon, activate it, and summon our World Chalice Guard Dragon. We can now link our Justiciar and our Amirage into our Lib Keymaster. Now keep in mind that it has a bottom left arrow. It doesn't have a bottom right arrow, so we're not going to use it. So we're going to chain block this. We're going to go chain link 1, chain link 2. Or, no, actually, no. We go chain link 1, this, chain link 2, this, because this can't really be ashed. So we'll go ahead and we'll just go ahead and set the succession from the deck, summon the Lee, and add another guard dragon to our hand. So now we can go and start our guard dragon combo. We'll Legacy Guard Dragon will move it over. LP will summon Darkness Metal, summoning out our guard dragon. And we're going to link into Saryuja for 3. We're not going to make it for 4. We don't need to. We are going to go ahead and link this off into a Pisty. Then use Saryuja's effect to special summon a guard dragon from hand. Using Pisty's effect, summoning Darkness Metal, we'll revive our World Chalice Guard Dragon. Now we're going to start utilizing a card that people really haven't been using since release, and that is going to be the Trish Fusion. Actually, to summon this, you need to banish the materials. You need to banish. If you summon this with 3 different dragons, what it lets you do, it lets you banish a card from the top of your opponent's deck, a card from your opponent's extra deck. You get to look and choose the card in your extra deck that you want to banish, and a card from your deck. So this is another way you can get around super polymerization. You can banish the target out of their extra deck, so you would be good to go. So you banish the top card of your opponent's extra deck, or the top card of your opponent's deck, and a card from their extra deck, and you're going to be banishing Thunder Dragon Dark, adding you a Hawk. So all this is good so far. So we're going to go ahead and synchro these up into a Romulus, adding us a Dragon Ravine. We're going to go ahead and activate it, and we're going to send a card from our hand to send Desrudo to the graveyard. Alright, now what we can do is we can immediately use Desrudo's effect, and we can target the Lee and synchro with it. This goes to the bottom of the deck, but we're not going to really utilize it really. So we can summon our Don Dragster. Then we can go ahead, link these up into Hieratic Seal on the other side. Alright, now what we can do is we can banish our Guard Dragon from our graveyard and target our chosen, summon it, and we can flip over the succession that we had set with the Lib the World Keymaster. Keep in mind, you can only activate it if you have a World Legacy in your graveyard. So we're going to summon our Ip Synchro, and we're going to synchro with these into a Overload Savage Dragon, equipping a Saryuja. So there we go. Now to finish off this combo, we can summon this, and we can end on our Colossus. So we have a pretty strong board going on here, and this is all thanks to what's his name in the Facebook World Chalice chat. I'll go ahead and link that or have the photo up. So that's combo number 1. Let's go into combo number 2 now. Alright guys, same hand. This time we're branching off and doing my own combos that I came up with. So let's go ahead and start off with Die. Summon our Chosen, make our Imduct this time because we're actually going to need the extra normal. Attributed for World Chalice, link it off. All Mirage, World Legacy World Chalice's effect floats into 2 monsters. You're still going to summon Guard Dragon and Beckon in specific. We're going to go into our Ip Synchro, search our World Legacy Guard Dragon, activate the World Legacy Guard Dragon, go ahead and summon our monster. And we'll go ahead and go into our Lib Link now, and we're going to go ahead and stack our chains. And we're going to go and set this first, and then we're going to summon our Lee from our deck, and that's going to search us another Guard Dragon. Once again, we're going to go ahead and link this off into an LP. Oops, my bad. Guard Dragon is going to move it over, and it's going to summon a Rotor from the deck this time, targeting a Lee. We're going to discard a fodder card to add Christia to our hand. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go link these three into our Saryuja. Saryuja effect is going to summon our Guard Dragon from our hand, and we're going to use Lee's effect to send Christia to the graveyard to add Lee back to hand. And now we're going to get our regular normal summon and summon our Lee. And before we proceed any further, we're going to have to use Guard Dragon's effect now to summon a Chosen. Otherwise, we won't be able to summon this thing once we go into our Pisty. So this means we are going into a second Imbo. Alright. Now we get to make our Pisty. And Pisty effect is going to summon out our Guard Dragon. And now we are going to banish these cards and summon our Trish Fusion. And once again, we're going to banish a card from our opponent's extra deck, top of our opponent's deck. And this time we're going to banish Thunder Dragon Roar. And that's going to allow us to summon Thunder Dragon Dark. Alright. Now we can go and link these bad boys off, and we can make our Romulus, searching our Ravine, and we can activate the Ravine. We can discard our Shine Ball, sending the Shroodo to the graveyard, and we can use the Shroodo's effect to target the Will Childish Guard Dragon, summons it to the graveyard as a level 6, and we can synchro it with the Lee. It goes to the bottom of the deck, but I'm not displaying a deck right now, into a Borderland Savage Dragon. That is going to push our Saryuja. Now from here we can do two things. We can either make a Spears again, or we can link 3 into an Appaloosa. So that's going to have our Thunder Dragon Dark float into a Hawk. We can go and discard that, summoning a Roar. And we can make our Colossus. And last but not least, we can activate the Secession and summon the Christie out of the graveyard that we had sent with our Lee. So there you go. This Appaloosa has 3 negates, and no special summons, no searches, and we got an Omni negate, but if Dark Roller No More hits the board, that is kind of unfortunate, but next combo. Alright guys, third combo, once again, same hand. Unexpected die for Chosen because, you know, consistency, obviously. We're going to link into an Imduct this time. Tribute to summon our World Legacy World Chalice. Link it to our Mirage. Summons 2. Make our Ib Synchro. This time we are actually going to search World Legacy Monstrosity. Pretty sure you know where this combo is headed at this point, now that I search this card. So we'll go ahead and make our Live the World Keymaster, and we're going to do our typical chain things. This time we're going to set World Legacy Guard Dragon and summon Lee from the deck, adding World Chalice Guard Dragon, activating the World Legacy Guard Dragon for World Chalice Guard Dragon, linking this into an LP, and World Legacy Guard Dragon is going to move it over. LP is going to summon Rip Tour, targeting Lee once again, and getting a fodder card out of our hand to add Archon Christia. We'll go ahead and link these 3 into a Saryuja. Now we're going to use Saryuja's effect to go and special summon the Guard Dragon. And before we commit to our Pisty, we are going to summon our Vanilla that we summoned off from Unexpected Die. And we're going to turn that into a second Imduct because it's a dragon that we need to summon the Trish Fusion. Take Pisty. Pisty effect summon our banished monster. We're going to now banish these cards to summon our Trish Fusion. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to banish a card from our opponent's extra deck, top of our opponent's deck, and banish Thunder Dragon Roar. Summoning out Thunder Dragon Dark. Alright, now at this point we can go ahead and activate our World Legacy Monstrosity, summoning our 2 level 9s, and we will make our True King Law Calamities. Alright, now we can make our Romulus. And our Romulus is going to search our Ravine. Now, at this point, if you have any other monster in your hand, you can send the monster and add the Lee to their hand and get out your regular normal summon with the Lee. If I can find it, where is it? There it is. So now you're going to normal summon the Lee, and you're going to send the other random from your hand to send the Shroodo to the graveyard. Again, the Shroodo targeting Guard Dragon summon and sync with the Lee into a Borderland Savage Dragon. Now, if you didn't have a monster in your hand, you can always just resort to just targeting this and summoning out your Dawn Dragster instead. Alright, so now we're going to link 3 and do a second Saryuja. And now with Thunder Dragon Dark, we'll go ahead and summon or search our Hawk. Discard Hawk, summon Roar. Fusion contact into Colossus, and then we'll use our Saryuja's effect to summon Artois Christian from our hand. So we now have the same board as last time, except without Appaloosa. We have BFD, which locks Graveyard down 2. So yeah, pretty strong. So last and final combo. Alright guys, so here's where it gets fun. This is going to be a more of a defensive, control-oriented combo setup, and this does require you to have a World Chalice monster in your hand, but since you're playing World Chalice, it's, you know, very, very consistent anyway. So we're going to start with our Chosen. You're going to link into an Imduck once again, and you're going to tribute the Imduck for World Legacy World Chalice. Imduck is going to summon your World Chalice name from your hand. You're going to link it to your Almirage. You're going to get the World Legacy effect off, summoning these 2. You're going to summon your Ib Synchro, adding your World Legacy Guard Dragon to your hand. Now you're going to go ahead and instead of making the Lib, the World Keymaster, you're going to make your IP Masquerena. That is going to let your Justiciar float into a lead, which instead of searching World Chalice Guard Dragon like we have been doing, we're going to search a World Legacy World Chalice. Now what we're going to do is get our regular normal summon and tribute off that lead for World Legacy World Chalice. Now, if you have any other monster in your hand, you're going to send it to add lead back to your hand. Now you're going to activate the World Legacy Guard Dragon and summon out your World Chalice Guard Dragon. Alright. And what you're going to do from here is you are going to... You're going to link off... you're going to link this first. And you're going to make your Imduck. Now you are going to make your Lib. You're going to make your Lib. Remember, it has a straight to the left pointing arrow as well. So now you get to go and chain block this. Chain link 1, chain link 2 will be the Imduck, summoning the Lee out of our hand. And we're going to set World Legacy Sorrow. That is a counter trap for an Omni to get if you control a co-linked monster. So now you're going to use World Chalice Guard Dragon, banish it, and summon out your monster you summon with Unexpected Die. And you're going to link into your Ib in your past turn. Okay, so this doesn't look very strong, but what do we have here? What do we have really? So this is co-linked because again the Lib has a left pointing arrow, so this is live. Alright? So that's one interruption. Let's say your opponent does have like a Dark Ruler no more. And you can go ahead and activate this. You negate your first card. Alright? Now let's say your opponent has committed to, like, let's say a Scrap Recycler in a danger. You can now at this point use IP Masquerena, and you can link these 2 and make a Nightmare Unicorn. So now you have accomplished 2 things. Remember, when Lib goes to the graveyard, as link material, you can shuffle a card from the field back into the deck. And Unicorn can do the exact same thing. So Lib can target a card, or does Lib target? I'm not sure. We can shuffle a card with Lib, and then we can use Unicorn, discard, shuffle another card to the deck, and since the Unicorn is co-linked, you get to draw a card as well. So go and get our blank card. And if by some odd reason let's say we know they sent Harpour, if they have any other extender and they summon, like, let's say Orcus Nightmare or whatever, or they still manage to go into their extra deck, you have this on the board still to tribute and send the monster to the graveyard. Now keep in mind, it was normal summon. You got it off your regular normal summon, and since it's a different turn, you can then use this and float into 2 more World Chalice monsters, like these 2, and then you can use Lee's effect and just grab another monster just like that, and you have targeting protection once again. So we sent a card off of Lib, we reshuffled with Lib, we shuffled Unicorn, and then World Legacy World Challenge got to send a card to the graveyard. And this is a potential 5th in case your opponent, I don't know, plays Mind Control at that point. I don't know why they'll wait so long, but you know, it's whatever. So yeah, guys, this is another approach you can take with World Challenge. If you really want to play a little bit more defensively, conservatively, you can do this as well. It's completely fine. If you really want to take advantage of Liv's shuffle effect, this is another way you can do it. I came up with these the second, third, and fourth combo, but the first combo came up by the guy in the Facebook post. So yeah, guys, that's it. Alright guys, so that is it for the combos. As you guys can clearly see, we only barely scratched the surface. We spent about 10 minutes just thinking of things that we could do. Now imagine what could happen about a week, 2 weeks, even a month from now. The possibilities with this new Lib, the World Keymaster, they're endless. So I'm really liking the card. It's a welcome addition to World Legacy based decks as a whole. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.